gents. I want to go to D-Man first of all and say commiserations. Really, I know it's not a defeat, but how does it feel to essentially lose in that way?
I feel sick, to be honest. Sick, disgusted, disappointed. Proud of my team, though. I thought we performed great. Didn't deserve that result. I think we were good enough for the win. If the ref wasn't good throughout the rest of the game, I would have said corruption, because I don't know what's going on. How we can give something like that, a decision like that, when it's come off his body first, is embarrassing. I thought we defended very well, got the early goal. Nick Pope was very good, was amazing. I thought to a man, we were amazing, and we didn't deserve to be robbed like that in such a manner. First, where did he get 8 minutes from anyway? Injury time. I don't know where he got that.
It was the 2 VAR things. There was also the probably just it probably was a little bit of
I'll give it 6 minutes. 6
yeah,
minutes.
I was that, but you never know.
Yeah,
but
sucks. They need to come out and explain how they've come to that decision, because I'm still scratching my head. I've seen it from
there was no goals. There was only 4 substitutions in 3 spits. And yes, they had those 2 VAR stops, but those VAR stops were like 30, 40 seconds max.
Very quick.
Well quick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I want to give a shout out to our players, though, because like I said, Nick Pope I thought was excellent. Our defense was very good. Miguel Almiron worked his socks off. He was amazing tonight. And listen, it was a good goal we scored. I thought obviously we didn't keep the ball as much as I thought we could have done. We were pumping it long way too early. But when you're away from home against a team like PSG, who've got the attacking talent that they have, you know, it's no surprise you've got to sit back. And we know how to defend. We're well drilled. You know, we keep it tight. We know what we're doing, and we could have been thinking we're almost through. Now we've got to do it the hard way, home against Milan, and hope get a favour from Dortmund, which I think is possible. But it's a real kick in the teeth, man. It's a real kick in the teeth. They gave everything, and they came back with what feels like nothing. I know it's not nothing, but at the beginning of the game, we would have taken a point. But given those circumstances and the way we played, deserved all 3. And you know, to keep, you know, they had their chances, but you never really thought they were going to score from open play. I thought we kept it, we controlled it quite well. And again, I just can't get my head around it. I'm just disgusted, man. I just can't. I'm lost for words, man.
Yeah, I hear you, Steve. You've been the same. Do you feel cheated tonight by that very strange penalty decision?
Sometimes bad calls happen. I just it's one of them ones where it's I just think about it differently personally. It's a kick in the nuts. That bro, my heart. 2 things. I'm proud to be Newcastle, man. Like those guys, and that's the thing that I'm taking away from this. The penalty is it's crap. It's awful. Sometimes it just happens, man. Sometimes you have a girlfriend and you think you're gonna last her the whole time. You get your heart broken. Sometimes you get a dream car and you crash it.
Bro, he looked at that decision. He went to the monitor. He looked at. He studied it, and he's seen it come off his body. How can you justify giving that penalty, especially when you didn't give
I'm not justified. I don't know what else to say.
The thing is, this isn't like crashing your own car, though. This isn't like losing a girlfriend. This is like somebody kidnapped your girlfriend and then crashed your car on purpose. Do you know what I'm saying, bro?
Sometimes it happens to all of us. I don't know, man. I
hear you.
You know what it is? I'm just so damn proud because I thought we were gonna get blitzed like 4-1, to be honest. So you know what? I took a minute and I was like, we got a point. It should have been. I get it. But one thing also that is kind of haunting me a little bit, Isak did miss a chance early in that first half. And that just it's the inconvenience.
Yeah, but he made up for it. He made up for it.
Oh yeah, of course. But it's still he did miss. So that's one. It's.
I hear what you're saying there. V, you were gonna say something a second ago, bro.
Yeah, like guys, I don't know. I can relate. Not too long ago, I exited out of the Champions League because of a head-to-hand call. Laporte versus Real Madrid.
Exactly.
Head to hand, and we were out, obviously. So it's a terrible call. It's so inconsistent. I don't get how they now go to the monitor and they look at whether it was an advantage or not. Like there's some things, do they expect you to not play with your hands, even when you're jumping for a ball? Like there's hand to ball and there's ball to hand. Like it's crazy. And if this is how you guys exit out of the Champions League, it's crazy.
It sucks, but you know what it is? We have Milan at home. Take their anger out on them.
But the problem is you're not.
There's a different approach to the game that you have to take.
I understand you. I get where you're coming from because there isn't anything that can be done about it now. But as football fans, our job at times is to discuss these situations. And for me, if you're giving that handball, why did he not give the one earlier in the game? I cannot. This one is less of a handball because it hits his body and then strikes his elbow, which is in a natural position because he's running. So from my point of view, where people are saying to me, yeah, but I've seen these given before, I understand that. But what we should be demanding as fans, what the media should be supporting us with because they have access, and what Newcastle should be releasing a statement to hear is the difference, a detailed and thorough explanation as the difference between those two handballs. Because at least what that would do for us, if they're telling us the truth, is educate us as fans so we don't get as frustrated, we don't get as annoyed. But we know they're not going to do that. We know it, but we have to call it out. We have to ask for it to expose the nonsense. So I understand these have been given before. I get other people have been done by them. But this whole like rolling over and going, well, I'm just going to let my belly be tickled because that's the way it is. Well, that's how this shit will continue. That's how, do you know, it was weird. I didn't think they were going to score against you tonight.
Oh, I didn't either. Yeah,
I didn't think they were going to score. But when they gave that penalty, it was almost like UEFA. This is how it felt. Like UEFA were in their ear and said, look, PSG are about to go out and we thought they'd have scored by now and they haven't. You've got to give this.
Terry,
Of course, that's not what was said, but that is how it feels watching it.
But Terry, imagine this game that we love played before it was televised. Imagine some of the decisions, some of the things that happened before they actually had to be accountable because the game wasn't broadcast around the world with hundreds of cameras. Like
but
this,
do they have to be accountable for that?
Nothing about it, right? So there has to be an investigation. There has to be clarification on why it was called.
There does. But having said that, the handball rule was so basic before there was cameras. It was almost, if you had to basically be a player trying to save it with your hand for it to be given as handball. I'm not too sure what's happened to my camera there. Sorry. So it's one of those things for me where those types of things were never given as handball years ago. They genuinely weren't. And people were laughing, saying, why an investigation? No, I'm sick and tired of us. We need to demand explanations because at the very least, I want to be educated. I want to understand. And maybe if they give us a detailed explanation, we go, actually, I don't like the rule, but it makes sense. Then we know. But I can guarantee you tomorrow night, if it's 2-2 between Napoli and Real Madrid, and that happens to a Real Madrid defender, they do not give the penalty.
Nope.
They don't give it. I guarantee they do not give it. The same as I said to everybody when your goal was given and they said, oh, it's because they couldn't tell how much how much pressure he put on the back of Gabriel. I said, within the first weekend back of Premier League football, there'll be a decision where it goes the opposite way. And we saw it when there was the smallest nudge on Alisson and it wasn't given because we know as football fans when we're being bullshitted. We know as football fans when we're not being told the complete and utter truth. And for me, it's sad. I want to do some of these super chats that have come in here, gents. This one says, we Arsenal told everyone that it was us a few weeks ago, but it would eventually happen to their club. And here we are. No sympathy at all.
Hey, listen, these Arsenal fans need to stop, man. Like, get over it. Get over it. This has nothing to do with you, but you're bringing it back to that nonsense that happened a couple of weeks ago. Just take the L and move on, and it gets on my nerves.
Ginger Bish says, just chuck VAR in the bin. Newcastle robbed 100%. And I would agree with that. I said it at the top of the video, and I've been saying it I loved VAR when it first arrived. Genuinely loved it because it was rectifying bad. I felt like it 9 times out of 10 rectified a bad decision. Now it seems like it's given them on purpose. That's how it feels.